coffee brewing as the sun peeks through the haze. Birds are chirping, serenading morning's praise. Front porch creaks as dreams fade away. America's awakened to a brand new day. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Loose print smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, wanting just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Tractors rumble, fields coming alive. Big wheels turning where hopes and dreams strive. Laughter echoes down the old dirt road. America's awakened to lighten her load. America's awakened to lighten her load.
Good morning, good morning. I hope you all are doing well. It's a good morning here. It's a very good morning here. Hope you're all doing well. Got got all my videos and everything that I've been doing. They're all been uploading, getting all that content ready for this week. Some of the stuff I schedule, some of it I upload, but just kind of leave it there ready to go. So if I need to, if I'm like not going to go live, at least I can put something out. So then you guys, I don't want you all to forget about me. Don't you forget about me. Am I not getting chats, or is my overlay not working? Let me go over here and take a look. Okay, so I am getting chats. For some reason, the overlay is not working. So I apologize. I am seeing your guys' things on my control panel. So let me go in here. Let's see. We got Melinda. We got Native Pride. We got Paul. Good morning. Joan. Good morning. Dennis the Menace. Good morning. Tim. Good morning. Mama Coop. Good morning. I was watching Mama Coop's YouTube short with the raccoons. That was really fun. All right, here, let me see if let me pop this out. Pop out chat, and then this way I can pop it out, and then I've got it. I'll move it over here where it normally would be. That way I can still be monitoring what you guys are doing. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Good morning, Gary. Good morning, Linda. I'm lying here with Linda on my mind. The only thing that sucks is if you guys do any super chats or anything, I can't put it up on the screen. That's what sucks about when this doesn't work with the chat overlay. Yeah, so I put out that video yesterday about who is Susan Cartwright. The mystery continues. Um, and it was suggested that maybe I did, like, he acknowledged that the stolen valor dude acknowledged that my DMs are real. He acknowledged that. He of course did not post any proof of his service. He posted pictures. Yeah, sorry. And none of them were clear. So like he literally could be a contractor. And the more stuff and the more he avoids, the more it makes me think, okay, yeah, he likely was just a contractor working with the military than actually in the military, and that's why he won't show. But it was suggested that I did something nefarious with the with the uh, what's it with the DMs. I haven't. I'm gonna move the chat a little bit. There we go. So these are my Facebook Messenger. Yeah, and he did point out that I'm in timeout for 8 hours because people reported the picture of Lisa and little little Harley Grace reported the picture as child porn, which it's not. It is not. But they reported it that way. So, I can't do anything about it other than appeal. The appeal's in review. They've done this before. The last time I was successful in my appeal. I have no doubts. But honestly, I don't care about this Facebook account. If people report the shit out of it, it gets taken down. Not breaking my heart at all. But I'm scrolling through here just to find my DMs with him. They're getting further and further back as more people message me. So I'm just trying to. And I hate how it does this because it says weeks. All right. Oh, there we go. Okay, here's my DMs with him. And if you guys want to read all these, I've got a video up where I put them all up. So just to show, because he was like, why didn't Facebook send them to me? I don't know. Take that up with Facebook, dude. But just to show you that what I put up was absolutely real, you guys will see it here. There we go. Just scrolling. Right there. See, there's all the things that I put up. So he's like, where are those? Right there. Yeah, people have been calling him out. Um, that's the thing. He lies about my service, and then when I question his, oh, I'm bullying him. Like, really, dude? But you guys can see. So he did not say who Susan Cartwright was, and as you guys can see, he sent me those DMs. He knows who Susan Cartwright is. He sent all that to me, not me to him. He sent all that to me. Now he conveniently can't remember who Susan Cartwright is. Um, I'll tell you, like he he can end all of this, but he's protecting someone. Who is he protecting? Well, we will explore this mystery. We will keep exploring it. If you're a member of my channel and you watched the video with his DMs, you know exactly who Susan Cartwright is. And when you find out who it is, it all makes sense. It all makes sense. He wants me and Max Lab to prove things. I don't know what. Um, MaxLab sends me stuff on the cases. I have MaxLab pays for that, so I have given MaxLab money. The way I see it, MaxLab has provided a service to me, so I'm paying for that service. Um, MaxLab has done other fundraisers. I've not been a part of those. They have nothing to do with me. So he was trying to get me to answer questions about MaxLab's fundraisers. Yeah, no. Um, but I find it funny that, oh, he's not going to attack MaxLab. Oh, by doing that and saying that you need questions answered, you're attacking MaxLab. 100% you are. Like, it's none of your business what MaxLab does. It really isn't. If you don't want to give, don't give. Um, he doesn't send him any information anymore. And that's really what he's upset about. But it's like you attacked the guy. You December 17th, you did a whole live stream about him. A whole live stream attacking him. But see, this narcissistic behavior. He attacks people. Then when people question him, he gets very defensive. And how dare you? How dare you? Um, so I just wanted to address that. We can move on. I don't need to harp on it. Native Pride, I have a clue who it is, and I'm pretty sure that it is. Oh, I think you know who it is. Native, I think you know who it is. It's gonna be like it's gonna be sweet when like I'm giving him a chance. He could absolutely save face by just saying, okay, yeah, it's this person. I shouldn't have hit it. But the cover up is always worse than the crime. So the fact that he's protecting this person, it's like, dude, you guys are just making yourselves all look like pieces of crap. Exactly. Military living conditions kind of sounds like someone I know attacking when questioned. Yeah, this is exactly like look into military living conditions. She's been posting that in the Veteran Nation Facebook group. Um, Amanda Jo Everhart is a scammer in Illinois. She first will pretend that she actually was a service member. She wasn't. So again, another stolen valor person, and you're seeing these parallels. They'll lie. A stolen valor person, like Amanda Jo Everhart, will lie about um, uh, about an actual service person. Okay, I don't understand that message I just got. But they'll lie about someone's actual service who actually served. Um, they will they'll then try to turn around and act like you have to answer their questions. You don't. You don't. If you've been honest and truthful about your service, like that's why I had no problem posting my stuff. And he did admit this morning to having posted the picture of, like, I posted a picture of me with two other Marines in Afghanistan. He posted that anonymously and he was admitting to it today. I'll tell you this right now. I don't post anonymously. I don't. Like, I'll joke about it, but I really don't. Okay. Oh, I'm not. I'm not. I know now with that message. I'm not talking about it. Um, I'll just say I believe it when someone we all know who he has on his lives. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You are getting so close. You're almost on fire. Teresa. But you know, again, they created this situation. I'm just now using it to make money. I did that video yesterday. That's gonna pull me in views and make me money. And it's pulling me in subscribers too. That's one thing. Like my subscriber count is going up and up and up. So good, good. I mean, I've already hit the number of subscribers. That was my goal. So any more is just a bonus. Everyone Google or Facebook search Amanda Joe Everhart, op shell shock, read all about her lives. This woman, Amanda Joe Everhart, yeah, stolen valor, does things exactly like Scott Taylor. Like lies will lie about your service even though they're not coming clean about theirs. She won't. She has posts of her kind of in a military uniform, but not exactly. Um, he won't post anything. Hmm. Hmm. If you're that proud of your service, you think you would. But he's talking about his family and all this stuff. It's like you can post proof of your service without posting anything about your family. And Amanda Joe Everhart, yeah, she claims her dad was a veteran. He wasn't. Her dad was a registered sex offender. That is true. He's dead now. But yeah, he was a registered sex offender. She has multiple, like she's just like Lynette. She has multiple restraining orders by past loved ones who she'll accuse of a whole bunch of really heinous shit. Um, and she moves, she grifts, goes place to place. She also does grifts about horses too. Just an insane woman. Um, yep. You guys are some good sleuths. I'll say that. Um, I love how I'm not gonna harp on his stuff too much, but everything. Oh, it looks like you fucked up. Really? Did I? Because all these things you say I screw up on. I'm sitting here just like, okay. Uh, let's go through the news. Do people in your life tend to disappoint you? You need this viral hack. Yeah, people will disappoint you. And if you have some expectation that people will disappoint you, um, you'll be able to uh, judge things. Like you need to figure out in your life who are the people that you can count on, who are the people that absolutely have your back, and those are the people that you stick to and surround yourself. Now, here's the thing: me doing this show and helping veterans, like I I know that there are people who are gonna absolutely take advantage of me. So I always set limitations and boundaries. That's why Eric was so mad at me, was because I set a limitation that I was not. I helped him, but I wasn't gonna like go out of my way and do all this stuff for him. I was gonna do major campaigns for him. I gave him a wrench. He could promote his stuff as much as he wanted, and that wasn't enough. Well, he got a scooter, but I don't think he's going to get any more out of that group, and it's just a matter of time before he turns on them. That's how these people are. They get what they can, then they turn on you. Uh, yeah, they called him out in the hate group because just answer the questions, dude. There's some reason why he's hiding everything. There's some reason. Just like there's a reason why he's not saying who he knows who Susan Cartwright is. You just saw the DMs. Those are real DMs. He acknowledged they're real DMs. But suddenly the guy who researches everything can't remember and can't find any research now. Hmm. The guy who records people, like he records if you talk to him, he'll record your stuff. Eric Miller is the male version of Lynette. Yeah, yeah. Like every nothing is his fault. Like he was talking the other day about his record, his VA record being not correct, and that affected him for SSI. Here's the thing: it does not matter. Like, yeah, you can use your VA records for SSI, but no, what they really care about is your actual medical record. Your VA record, what you have for VA disability, you can submit that for SSI, but it's not the be all end all. What they care about is what your doctors have actually said, not what a VA bureaucrat. And when you apply for VA disability, that's what they've actually said. And like or that's what the bureaucrats have said. And the bureaucrats, like you get your VA health record, that's from your actual doctors. You need to request your health records and then give that to SSI. Uh, he just didn't want to hear that. So he's not being helped by SSI. That's not my fault. It's not anyone else's fault but his own. Anyone who won't talk about their military service is lying. Yep, yep. Anyone with a classified job in the military won't even bring it up. Exactly. Exactly. Spawn is attacking Max about Pacer and the coward is turned. Yeah, that oh yeah, he turns his comments off. Like I don't turn my comments off. And if anything happens like that I don't know about, I go to correct it. I know he's been called out about turning his comments off because he doesn't want that track record. You know who Nancy Cartwright is? Yeah, Nancy Cartwright is the voice of Bart Simpson, but Susan Cartwright. Oh yeah, Susan is someone who uh, is very involved with the Jeremy Hales thing. But Susan was their alt, and they talked a lot of shit about Jeremy. They just kind of came in and just started talking a lot of smack about him. And I was in a group on uh, Facebook with Spawn Trooper and a couple others, and they were discussing it. I wasn't really active in the conversation, but he was like, "Who is this person?" And they did a screenshot of their profile, and they sent it to Spawn Trooper, or they sent it in the group chat. And but they screwed up. They didn't log out of the Facebook profile. That's why you see those images of Spawn Trooper sending it to me, pointing out that there were cameras, the little camera icon, because, and that's why you look at he posted mine, no camera icon, because he doesn't own my account. Then he posted Susan Cartwright's with the camera icon. Then he posted his own, and his had the camera icon, showing that hey, whoever took this screenshot owns the Susan Cartwright profile. And they took that screenshot and they put it in the group chat. And that was what Spawn Trooper immediately recognized and he brought it to me. And then he and I had a conversation about that individual. And I'll tell you this when all that drama started back in December, I removed myself from all of the group messages with that person. I was in there, but I didn't trust him. Like I was in there watching, but not really trusting them. After that, whenever these people start doing drama, yeah, they get limitations from me. I limit my contact. Do I block them, call them out publicly? No, no, I don't have to unless I feel the need to. But I definitely I limit my interactions with them from that point on. Only difference between Eric and Lynette is the state of Texas did their job and saved the child from him and his wife. Well, I can just say this: three people living in an RV with a child is not the best situation. Yeah, not the best situation. I believe said person's initials are PC. As for the other one, I don't know who she is. Don't want to know. It's not my business. Uh, well, they attacked Jeremy Hales, so that's why it is my business. Like I've been following the story, so I'm going to try to find out all the people attacking Jeremy Hales. Now, like Squid, as an example, where Squid gets her Pacer money from, not really my business. Not my business. Where Max Lab gets his Pacer money, I here's the thing: I do send him money. Do I send him all the money? Nope, nope. I'll send like $50 here or there. And that was something I did. I actually, and me and Georgie, she'll confirm this. I suggested back in November, hey, maybe we should start sending money to Max Lab, and she was against it. She was like, he's not managing his money well. And which is true. It is true. I would say that's accurate. Um, but I so I didn't send him money then, but I rethought it, and in January I started sending him money because I was like, look, he is helping my show. Like he sends me all the stuff. I've gone live with it. Um, you know, he's providing a service. So yeah, I think I think if you provide someone a service, it's fair to ask for compensation. He didn't ask me for compensation. I just said, you know what, I'm gonna send you money. But that's just because I want to be a good broker and a good steward. Um, I put a post on my community tab. It's an awareness post about a prolific scammer who has now been reported to law enforcement in Washington. Okay, okay, wise angel. If it's something you think I need to, uh, warn people about, feel free to send it to me. That's scammers and grifters. That's one thing I find funny. Um, all these people, like, look in this scroll right now. Do you see my personal Cash App in there? I've got one. I've also got a personal Venmo. Do you see those in there? No, you don't. You see Veteran Nation Foundation right there, a 501c3. You go there. I don't even ask for donations. I ask you, go there, find a piece of merchandise that you like, buy it. We get money back. You get something, I get something. I'm not asking for donations. But there are people out there, people on Spawn's channel with their Cash Apps, and he's mad about Max. Max provides a service to me, so I've sent him money. But some of these people are just straight grifting. Straight grifting. Cher's video that caught McIntyre. No, I haven't watched it yet. I do intend to watch it. You you only had Hales on stream with you for clout and views, according to someone. He's just jealous. He's just jealous because Jeremy will never go on his channel, and that's because of the way he's operated his channel. Um, Jeremy did not have to come on mine, and had Jeremy said no, absolutely not, I would have said I respect that. Um, Jeremy knows, like Jeremy has a he does have a little bit of a relationship with MaxLab. Uh, and that's because MaxLab, way before anyone else, was trying to help Jeremy. And again, when you know someone's got your back, you'll trust them and you'll bring them a little bit closer. And there are people jealous of MaxLab for that, so they attack MaxLab. That's why DJ Radis hates MaxLab. He takes every opportunity that he can to attack MaxLab, very unfairly. Like has said lies about him, uh, and we've all acknowledged that MaxLab. He's got a mental disability. He's on the spectrum. Um, MaxLab will acknowledge that. It's nothing wrong with him. It'll just cause him to do things a little bit differently than the rest of us. But thinking that you should be able to question MaxLab and what MaxLab does day to day, it's really none of our business. Honestly, me sending MaxLab money for things he provides me, really none of your guys' business. But me and MaxLab, we're willing to talk about it. Provides a service. I'm willing to pay for that service because I don't really want him to stop. And you notice I haven't been doing a lot of stuff with the motions. I've not been, like if I go live, it's always with Georgie and Coop. And why is that? Because those videos get a ton of views, and views are everything on YouTube. Views are everything. Jeremy has said that, and it's absolutely true. I've learned it. There was a day where I didn't get views, and I was just doing this show. Just doing the show. I didn't get views. And that's okay. That is okay. But yeah, like views are everything. and those get a lot of views. So I would much rather Georgie and Coop get those views. Now, if they send me and say, "Hey, we want you to be a part of it," and they send me a pair link, I'd be stupid not to pair my channel, uh, which that I'll do. But the days of Skipper going solo and or only doing it on my chat, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. I'm I like helping the smaller channels. And, like I was talking with Yoda. Yoda has been working on a story, and this is a big story. Um, and we were talking about it yesterday, and I said, dude, that's your story. It's not for me. No, told him, if you're gonna go public with this story, you let me know the day, because I want to be there. I want to be there watching when it happens. Um, and then I will talk about it and highlight it and promote it. But it's not my story. And some of these people involved in some of these things will absolutely steal your story. They'll claim that public information, is theirs because they found it first. Which, there's a lot of stuff that people find, they send to me, and it's like, okay, I don't have to run to a live. Uh, Not everything is breaking news. Some stuff is actually better if you just kind of sit on it, like the whole Susan Cartwright. I sat on it. I didn't need to run and out anybody. I sat on it. I limited my stuff with that person, and I told others I don't trust them, but I sat on that information. What I didn't do, what I didn't do was get closer to that person and allow them time on my platform. Spawn Trooper did. Spawn Trooper did. Tina and Brian are married. Their son is married to Travis's daughter, and in the video, these people were talking smack about Willis and Deanna also. I mean, people do have a right to their opinions. It's pretty shitty to broadcast it. Seems it's brought out the best and worst in people. Our town is dealing with type of thing, healing from a 500-year flood last June. I couldn't care less whether someone is monetized or not. Kudos to them. I'm not bothered about being monetized. Otherwise, I would have pushed a year ago. Here's the thing, like, caring about monetization, and he really does care, really does care. Like, just monetize. He could monetize today. Just shut up about it. He won't, because you have to create a Google AdSense account. Google owns YouTube. So if you open a Google Gmail, guess what? You now have a YouTube account. So if you open an AdSense account, you have to give information to Google because of taxes. Google has to report all of this stuff. And you have to give your name, you have to give an accurate address, and you have to give a phone number. Now, someone who's refusing to monetize doesn't want to give that type of information. And it really, I know he also thinks that it changes things on how the way YouTube deals with you. It really doesn't. It just changes in your um in your YouTube studio. It does change a couple things there, like the music thing. It changes it from YouTube library to the beta creator music studio. That's what it changes. So there you go. And one thing I'm very proud of is that we've been able to and continue to help smaller channels. Me having as many subscribers as I do, it's all on you guys. Uh, it's all on all those of you who've been a part of this community and made the veteran nation, hashtag support squad community, that have made this community a good and positive community. There she is.
Good morning, bestie.
Good morning. Um, it's been an eventful weekend.
Yes, it has.
Um, Stories happening, things happening behind the scenes. It's been
Oh,
Lots of things to talk about.
Now, that one certain thing you was talking about happening behind the scenes, he he has discussed it in the server, but it's not going any further than that until that other huge thing happens.
Yeah, yeah. And it will come. Just a matter of time. And we warned them. We warned them.
What?
And everyone knows I've got a 501c3. If you attack my 501c3 or anyone that I'm helping through that 501c3, don't be surprised when you get something back from me. Don't be surprised. You chose that hill to die on.
I honestly think you should take the same route that the others are taking against that person.
Um, we're getting there. We're getting there. Two big changes coming to Social Security you need to know about. That's just clickbait. I guarantee you there's no big changes that they mentioned in there. It's all going to be, oh, Elon's going to do this. Elon's going to do this because Yahoo is just a stupid rag. Oh, I got a hummingbird outside. I got to put out my hummingbird feeder today.
Yes, it's that time of the year that they start coming back. Good morning, everybody in chat. I had to pull up YouTube on my phone because the chat's not working.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Restream's on it. BS again this morning.
See, yesterday it was cold here. I did a little bit of work outside, but today we're going to be working outside, me and the little man, because it's warmer today. That's super
We've had
good.
storms for 2 days straight and supposed to have more today.
Yeah, this area has had storms. I've gotten rain here, but it's been a very consistent rain. But like not a ton of like storms. I've been getting windstorms. But like to the west of me, they've been getting like hammered, like big rain. Here I get a little rain. Yes, Shannon, I do have a Rumble channel. It's just Better Nation. And right now there's 4 people watching on Rumble, so thank you. Thank you to you 4. Fire broke out in a nightclub. Don't really care. El Salvador now taking custody of Venezuelan gang members deported from the U.S. Wonder why that is. Is it Venezuela not taking them? I thought they were, but that stuff all changes. Having worked in an embassy, when all these changes happen with policy, like, oh my God, it causes such chaos inside of the embassy. It's so like I'm watching this stuff and I'm like, ooh, yeah, it's causing a lot of turmoil. Because when something happens, you call the neighboring embassies because it normally is going to affect them. So I guarantee you the embassy in Venezuela is calling the El Salvador, the embassy in El Salvador. Their phones are burning up, guaranteed.
Miss Sharon asked you a question.
You heard anything about airstrikes on Yemen? Just what you guys that we are now doing airstrikes on the Houthis, which is interesting because I was in the UAE when the Yemen civil war kicked off, and I've talked about this how frustrating it was for us because we were talking. I worked in the United States liaison office. Um, there was an admiral in charge uh, of that office. He was actually a Navy SEAL. Uh, but when we worked in that office, we were calling to the other embassies, and we talked the most with the guys up in Saudi Arabia, and they were like, "When is the U.S. embassy in Yemen gonna pull out?" And this was big on all of our, CENTCOM discussions, and we were like, "We don't know, we don't know. When we know, we'll all share the information along the secret channels, because that information it is secret information. It's no longer anymore because everyone can look up what date we pulled out. But they were letting us know once we close the embassy in Yemen and everyone pulls out, the U.S. Marines grab everyone, all the other embassies were going to follow. So UAE officials kept asking us. Saudi officials were asking the Marines the USLO up in Riyadh. I'm trying to think. We talked to Jordan quite a bit, and yeah. Now these airstrikes are a really big deal because when I was there, the two people doing airstrikes were Jordan and the UAE, and with getting material support from Egypt and Saudi Arabia. And they wanted to take off and land from U.S. aircraft carriers, and we were like, "Yeah, we can't do that." However, there's a base in Djibouti where we had a lot of our air assets, and like we could provide support without providing support. Like, okay, yeah, we can share our fuel, and we already had like fuel there, so they were going to pay us for the fuel that was there, and they could easily take off and land from Djibouti, a lot closer than you know taking taking off and landing from Jordan. And they're like Djibouti was completely fine with them doing it and operating out of their base. So that was they wanted to use our aircraft carriers, and we were like, yeah, no, that's a little bit further than we want to get involved. So that's like some of the diplomacy. But now that we're doing airstrikes, I guarantee you they are coming. Everyone is getting support from our aircraft carriers, guaranteed, guaranteed. And we had all those naval assets there because of the pirates in the Red Sea. Yeah, Patrick, as long as you don't attack people, you're allowed in this chat. Good morning, Patty. Good morning, Kathy. U.S. and Israel. Yeah, I guarantee you, we're all doing airstrikes now. If Israel, I didn't look to see if Israel was doing airstrikes. If they are, um, then those other places, Jordan, UAE, I guarantee you they're not coming from aircraft carriers. They don't like Israel and will not be tied to them in really any way. They have no diplomatic um, relationship with them. It's getting warm in here. Hold on, guys.
Woohoo!
Sweating. But yeah,
He's stripping for us again, chat.
get all the old ladies horny and excited. Yeah, all of our naval assets are there to protect shipping in the Suez Canal and the Red Sea. So they were already there. This is why Iran, like, picking this fight is kind of stupid. They were hoping that the rest of the Arab world would join in with them, but it really hasn't happened.
I think I've officially caught that stuff the kids have, and I feel like ass this morning.
Mm. It's been going around. I haven't gotten it yet, but I did get sick with the flu, but not with the crud.
Goopy!
Good morning.
Get in here!
Now, what could be happening if we have multiple aircraft carriers there, and I do believe we do, one or two of them are going to be designated for Israel, and one or two will be designated with our other Arab partners. Um, and there's different Arab groups. Everyone always goes back to what's the one oil group, OPEC. There's different Arab groups as well, and they align differently. Everyone keeps saying Shia and Sunni, like they started that with Iraq. Really, what it comes down to is Persian and Arab. It's the same thing. Just very big cultural differences.
Apparently, we planned this entire thing. Max and I plotted this entire thing from the beginning.
I'm gonna try something here. There we go. Um, so there's a way for us to have the overlay up. Not perfect. There, I like that a little bit better. It's different, but we're adjusting. But this is only our YouTube chat. So any other questions about Yemen or about how they operate? I thought it was very interesting. If you want to go down that rabbit hole, start looking up U.S. foreign military sales case. It's very interesting, and you see like when it comes to foreign aid, we kind of act like the mafia. Like we'll give aid to people, but it comes with the agreement that hey, we're the ones calling the shots. Um, a lot of people like TC, me and TC, we have a lot of disagreements about um, foreign aid and about Israel. Like he doesn't think we should be providing Israel with material support. It's his opinion. He's got a right to it. Um, but we have a treaty with Israel and Egypt, and that's why Israel gets. And that was signed by Jimmy Carter. Uh, so all these Democrats who come to me complaining about us giving stuff to Israel, it's like you realize you guys are the ones who pushed for that. Um, that was a Jimmy Carter, that the Camp David Accords. That's what that was. But Israel will sign peace agreements with its neighbors. It signed one with Jordan. It signed one with Israel. It even gave the Sinai back to Egypt when it did it. And they're trying to normalize relations with Saudi Arabia and the UAE. So, yeah, Israel is dedicated to peace. Israel pre 1975, I would absolutely, agree that Israel was an aggressor. But after 1975, they were like, no, we're not going to be antagonistic. Are we on a Zoom meeting? No, I can't switch to a live chat overlay. It's not up.
No, boo. Where you brought up your backroom chat, it's still on top chat up there. So you can't see
Oh,
all
okay.
the chat.
There we go. Live chat.
There
There we
you
go.
go.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, I can't put. Does the Rumble room? Okay, it'll do a. Okay, I can do a hold on here. Maybe I can do a side by side.
Is there a civil what? I can't see that.
The only thing that's going to suck about this, let's try it. Um,
Patrick said, "Hey Skipper, I tried asking in other chats, is there a civil equivalent of double jeopardy?"
uh, I don't. You can't bring the same claim, but you can bring the same claim differently. How's that? Too small? Probably too small. Here, we'll do that. There you go. So people on Rumble. Here, let me do this. I'll make this one. I'll make this one bigger. And can I? There we go. A little bit bigger there.
I have raw honey on deck. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
honey's great for coughs.
Yes. I haven't started coughing yet, but I've got this. I keep sneezing like crazy this morning.
Gargling with salt water. Yeah, that's really good too. Yeah, so there technically is, you can't keep bringing the same claim. Like if they do, and people have done that, and that is an argument that they can make against it. But yeah, it will. Like you can technically bring it, but you have to show cause as to why the judge shouldn't uh, just dismiss it. So
Yes, Coop, he is. But he's at the last stages of it where it's like all that phlegm is draining down into his tummy. And so he's at that stage where he's just hacking everything up from his tummy.
um, can I pop this one out? Oh, I can. Look at that. So this way, okay. Hold on here. Move this one over.
I think the restream chat started. Well, it's showing the Rumble chat come through, but it's not showing any of the other.
That's my chat
James!
from X. I don't think we'll get many people, but there we go. So now we can see all the chat. I'm almost positive Facebook doesn't do a pop-up chat. So
Blackberry brandy sounds absolutely delicious right about now.
I might go to Tractor Supply. They had a whole bunch of berry bushes for sale, and I might go get one and just kind of start it. They were real small. Um, my goal is to get a citrus tree today. Um, but yeah, I might get like a blackberry or they had, uh, I think, gooseberry, raspberry, all these different berries. So I might get a couple of those. Sliced apple, cinnamon stick, and honey and hot water.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Blues Rough Rider, you're writing that yourself.
That
I
is
know.
Tim.
That's all his choice.
Uh-huh.
Um, we got 3 people watching on Twitter. So now, in case they choose to write something.
So, you weren't in the Discord call last night. Mr. James Barron pointed something out to me last night, and it's making me go, So he found a image of paint chips in China right around the same time Jeremy received that death threat from overseas. And
Was he in China? I thought it was
what's
Chinatown.
was it
That's what
Chinatown?
I thought. Let me take a look.
I mean, I may be wrong. I may have looked at it wrong.
And I could be wrong too. That's the thing. We're all willing to admit we make mistakes sometimes. Some people are
Absolutely.
not and are like, why is that Facebook message not there? That came from Facebook. Well, you can see. So he says it's in Chinatown, but I don't know if it is.
Okay.
It kind of looks like Chinatown, but I'm trying.
Well, that restaurant that he's standing in front of comes back as New York.
Okay. Big Wong is the name of the restaurant. Big Wong. But that would make sense. The discussion, but yeah, I don't know if they would. Coop. He loved those
I
emojis
mean,
over
right now it's speculation, but with the things that Paint Chips has been in trouble for,
Yeah,
you never
yeah.
know. He has was it attempted murder he had on him,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and he made death threats to some very important politicians
yeah.
as well. I mean,
Like that guy reminds me, like he reminds me of a guy out there. He's dead now. Roy Den Hollander. Roy Den Hollander was one of these guys who would sue everybody. He was a men's rights activist, but even the men's rights, like the official places, were like, "This guy's crazy. Keep him away from us." Um, so he would file all these lawsuits, just like how Bruce is. He'd file frivolous lawsuits, and they'd get dismissed. And he started losing his mind. Well, he ended up showing up to a federal judge's house. He intended on killing her, but if I remember correctly, he shot her husband and son, and they both died, but she survived. And he then ran off, and they caught him outside of the home of one of these men's leaders of men's rights group that had rejected him, and with he had a list of people to kill. And yeah, Roy Den Hollander was that guy's name, which is a crazy case. Let me pull that up. And this reminds me, definitely reminds me of Paint Chips, and also does remind me of Bruce to a bit. Uh, yeah, because yeah, he worked as a private investigator in Russia too. Uh, he contributed. He was a
wow.
suspect in the murder of lawyer Mark Angelucci in Eastern Carolina, and 8 days later, an attack on the family of U.S. District Judge Esther Salas in New Jersey, in which Salas's son Daniel Andrel was killed, and Salas's husband Mark Andrel was seriously wounded. So I had a couple facts wrong, uh, but yeah. Um, He was a men's rights activist and described anti-feminist as who had previously been known for filing unsuccessful lawsuits against ladies' night promotions at bars and nightclubs, as well as suing Columbia University for offering women's studies classes. His string of unsuccessful lawsuits earned him an appearance on the Colbert Report. He was granted as an on-air guest of Fox News' Neil Cavuto. Um, he married Angelina Shipolina, a Russian model he had met while living in Russia, but the two separated 9 months later. Who does this remind you of? Um,
Understood.
we can talk about it later, um, as to what I'll do and what I won't do.
Right.
Um, yeah, he drafted a case to team of followers citing a terminal illness diagnosis he later revealed to be melanoma. Um, Yeah, he was described as a men's rights activist by various sources, had been a part of the National Coalition for Men before being kicked out, although he himself denounced the movement, calling them wimps and whiners. Um, in various writings running to thousands of pages, Den Hollander denounced women and specifically female judges. In 2,000 pages, Post Online 2019, he espoused sexual, racist, and misogynistic views. In one such document, disparaged Solace directly. In another document, which outlined possible solutions to feminists and political commies, he wrote, "Things begin to change when the individual men start taking out those specific persons responsible for destroying lives before committing suicide." Uh, Thank you, Greg, for the £5. Thank you so much. Um, hope all is well. I'm having withdrawals, no BBB. It's too quiet and I'm scared.
Good
He
morning,
wrote that
Greg.
he was a volunteer for Donald Trump's president's campaign and attacked Barack Obama, Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor, and Hillary Clinton. Um, yeah, but he had no connection to the campaign. Um, The day after the attack on Salas's family, Den Hollander was found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound in Rockland, near Liberty in Sullivan County, New York. A list of judges, doctors, and other targets was found in a rental car chartered by Den Hollander on the road where his body was found. The list included Judge Salas, Mr. Angelucci, and actor and comedian Jim Norton, who Hollander unsuccessfully tried to sue for slander after an interview on the Opie and Anthony show, with as well as one oncologist who had treated Den Hollander. I was a big fan of Opie and Anthony, and that was a hilarious. Like Jim Norton just made fun of the dude, and yeah, he was on the list to be killed. Ugh. So yeah, that's who both Bubbles and Paint Chips remind me of. Roy Den Hollander.
Hmm. Oregano tea with real honey. Hmm.
But how many parallels do we see with that? Lived in Russia, Russian wife, lots of political posts.
Oh yeah, Bruce posts all kind of anti-Trump stuff.
threats and attacks on people. So the restream shows up in the overlay.
I
Go to
mean, the
Rumble.
Rumble
I'm sorry.
chat show up on the. Yeah, I know. I think Restream went through another update this morning.
Well, I won't change it. I was thinking about putting that up so they could see that overlay. Unless if you guys want me to, and you all want to go to Rumble, don't matter to me. I'm monetized on both. Um, yeah, Paint Chips. He just seems like the fat kid that's been made fun of his whole life and can't deal with it.
I doubt they would put him on the $100 bill, Miss Sharon, but I would not complain with him being on Mount
I want
Rushmore.
both. Hell, put him on the $10 bill. It'll just piss off people, and that's exactly why I want it. Good morning, Althea. Uh,
Oh, speaking of death threats from Paint Chips, I'm pretty sure he threatened my life last night on the hate group.
really, what'd he say?
He tagged me in a meme and it said, "Before this war is over, I'm going to kill you."
I would take that to your local law enforcement and let them know he is a felon who has, because he tried to kill someone before, didn't he?
That's my understanding of his
I would
charges.
screenshot that, take it to your local law enforcement, and let them know everything. Because as Jeremy already said, the feds are involved, and let them know.
as they should be. And I wonder if he's the reason why the feds
Oh,
have gotten
I
involved
really know.
because of his past.
Once you have someone that's already on the Fed's radar, and you tell them, hey, they're still continuing their stuff, the Feds hold grudges.
Miss Maud, how much did Bruce pay his wife to marry him? Pretty sure it was a green card marriage.
Native Pride has a good point here. I find it funny Paint Chips was charged federally with wire fraud, money laundering, and extortion in 2019. This is where that side is completely stupid. There's already questions about where is money, how's it being spent, what's the accounting, and then you bring a guy like that and you're involving him. Guess what? That gives the authorities, like, they're going to get search warrants. Easy. Be like, hey, they're involved with this guy who's already been charged with this stuff. That's an easy one for a judge to be like, oh, okay, yeah, go look through everything.
Here's the thing, chat. He doesn't scare me. You want to know why? Because here in the state of Tennessee, I have a stand your ground law. Show up. Because unlike you, I still have my Second Amendment right, Mr. Paint Chips. You're a felon. You don't have a Second Amendment right.
Yeah, but you should still report it for nothing more than to help the federal case. In fact, you should contact the FBI or U.S. Marshals. They'll probably still tell you to make a police report, but I would contact them. Definitely screenshot that though.
I sent the screenshot to you and Coop.
He told Tug he better sleep with a Glock under his pillow. Yep. All that stuff will easily get you a federal law or investigation. He was sentenced to 4 years and got out in 2023.
I'm not mistaken, he was also being looked at for threatening a very high profile politician in New York.
He was.
She can go back to Armenia, yes.
Well, if she's got a green card, she can stay too. She can leave him and stay, just like that.
Even if it's a green card marriage, like how many years do they have to stay married before she can file for divorce?
Well, she could, if she's got a green card, she can file for divorce now. She has a green card means she is official legal status. That's what they're all dealing with. That one guy, the Palestinian supporter. They're dealing all that. Now, once you have a green card, you are entitled to a hearing before you're deported, which is exactly what's going on with that case. But yeah, you can get deported. That's why all the people saying that they're going to call ICE on Tat are stupid. He's got a green card. He has legal status here. Doesn't mean he can't get deported. He has to keep renewing, and he has to keep being a law-abiding citizen, hold a job, all those things, which he's not doing, which is funny. So if it comes to a hearing, he would likely lose his green card and then be deported. But as of right now, DJ Radis has legal status.
Oh, we were talking about Adam's apple, not Tat.
She could leave him before, during, after he is responsible for her financially, only as much as you're responsible for any wife. If I were married, I would be financially responsible for a wife. You know, it's no different. It doesn't change anything. So whoever is the breadwinner could, depending on the state, could have to pay alimony, child support, all that stuff. Did you see Ray Boneless was live yesterday with police records saying Jeremy lied and the Levy County Sheriff's buddies with Jeremy? Like,
yeah, we can all very well tell that Elsie is not buddies with Jeremy.
Yeah.
They have taken that kook side so many times. It's not funny.
They should have arrested and put John away when he was menacing with the weapon against Jeremy. They should have done it then. They didn't. Um, they're going to catch themselves a lawsuit, though, over that. I have zero doubts. That's where Jeremy's going to make money off this, is when he sues Levy County.
Watching Shara's video. By the way, I FOIA requested that same footage that she posted yesterday. I've not heard back from Levy County yet. But that was very interesting and eye-opening. You could hear them trying to conspire to get him in trouble.
Everyone,
Tina said, "I'll do anything it takes to make it a felony and have him arrested." What?
Tina said that about Jeremy?
Yes.
Okay, good luck.
Because they're trying to say him removing the poles off of his property is theft. No, it's not.
Let's say it were. Let's say it were. That wouldn't be a felony. That would be petty theft, which is a misdemeanor. He'd
Right, that's what the officer tried to tell her. What you described to me was worth less than $100. It's civil, is what he said. It's civil. She said, "Well, what do I got to do to make it a felony?"
make it more expensive. Actually pay. Had they used all that memorial money for something a couple $1,000s worth, then it would have been a felony, potentially, depending on the monetary thresholds of Florida law. But see, they wanted to pocket the money.
Greg, they don't know who I am. Being I used my government name, nobody knows who I am.
If she left him and he signed for her to be in the USA, I was told he has to pay for her costs until she is a citizen. But if he isn't making money, it's cheaper to keep her. No, that's not exactly how it goes. Because there's a lot of cases of people who marry people from overseas who come here because they have a job. And the big one is models. You know, Melania Trump made a lot of money as a model in New York way before she met Donald Trump. So she was already wealthy. Now, because he had more money, he'd be responsible for her. But let's say I married a woman like that. She would be making way more money than me. So the same rules apply as citizens. It doesn't really change. I know people want it to, but this is where you shouldn't listen to sea lawyers about this stuff. Just go talk to an actual lawyer. And look, there are lawyers who will answer these questions. Like, that's why I love Larry's channel, DUI Guy Plus, because he answers questions on his channel.
Right, Greg. Jeremy had one of those big cameras on his chest and told her that he was filming, and she agreed to it. And now she's turned it around and said he was filming me without permission. Lies.
Here's the thing. I'm trying to think of Florida's law, but if you have your if I'm already recording, like if I'm holding my phone like this and everyone knows I'm recording and someone comes up and talks to me, doesn't matter if you're on private property or not, I was already recording. You could see my recording device. It wasn't hidden. That's why I've dealt with so many of these laws about filming. And here's the other thing. You can absolutely film if you think there's a crime that's going to be committed. So a lot of times when they're like, Jeremy can't film that, he can. He can. You can. I've had people, in the government tell me that when I go into a meeting and I put my phone down and I hit record, that I can't do that. BS. You can. You can film if it's for your own personal records. And if you happen to catch a crime, you happen to catch a crime. But yeah, there's a with these two-party and one-party consent laws, they've really muddied the water about what you can do, and people they believe a lot of misinformation. Um, if she, here's the thing, she's saying he recorded me. she would have to say that he was recording her secretly, but it appears in that video she knew that he was recording. Do I think Levy County budgets have been affected? Not at this moment. They do put money aside for legal stuff, but it will be affected when Jeremy brings a lawsuit. Absolutely. It really doesn't matter if he asked her or not. If it was an open recording device, you if someone's standing there, yeah. If I'm standing with my thing like this, you should assume I'm recording you. Like, or we go back to the reasonable person standard. A reasonable person would know that I'm filming with my camcorder. So he had really no obligation to ask her if he could film. If she said yes, then until at some point, if she said stop filming me or are you filming me, please stop. Um, and if he would have said no, she could have said, okay, well, get off my property. If you're gonna film me, I need you to get off my property. And
Yeah, she could have
yeah,
simply said no.
and that would be
And knowing Jeremy, he wouldn't have filmed.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Heroes.
that was way before the detectives and everything when he
Now,
but
Joan makes a good point. I also found it absolutely hilarious that she asked the officer to try and keep Jeremy from getting that footage from the officer. And he had to tell her, I can't stop her or stop
correct.
them. It's public
That is your
record.
government employees in the course of their duties.
Exactly. But my question is, if she's trying to keep all of us from getting that footage, that tells me she knew that call was bogus and bullshit.
Yeah. But what is illegal is her giving her security camera footage. They're breaking the civil protection order. That is illegal.
Yes. Her purposely having that camera pointed directly at Jeremy's property, watching every move he makes, and then handing it over to Lynette and the fleas, that's third party
Yep.
contact.
Okay.
Third party harassment. Not enough memory to open this page. Try closing other tabs or programs to free up
Yep.
memory.
It
What?
was just my thing. I'm gonna reopen the pop out here. Ah, damn it! I hate that Microsoft added that. Like, if I want something to go full screen, I should just click a button. I don't want it automatic just because I move something.
Now it's on top chat again.
Here's the thing, Brian and Tina, because they were breaking two party, they can be added to the CPO and found guilty of violating it in Ohio as well. So, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Oh, they was also trying to blame Tat for those posts being removed. Again, it doesn't matter who removed them because, like the officer told her, it was on. And technical easement of the county, but it was also in the drainage ditch and blocking the drainage, the little hole for the drainage ditch where the water would move from one end to the other. It was blocking that. Therefore, the town of Otter Creek could have removed it legally, and there's not a damn thing they could have done about it because it was blocking the drainage for an area that's known to flood. Every time those fools think they got a aha gotcha moment, they get debunked, as Jeremy says. I mean, isn't it Laura Mott that's in charge of safety? That would have been a safety issue technically because it was blocking the drainage. Oh, I'm sure. See, don't we have Lynette's depot coming up within the next week? Isn't that scheduled for the 19th? If I remember correctly, it's been rescheduled for the 19th, which is this coming week.
That's the Trespass 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, they're trying to get him ticketed for driving with his phone in his hand. As long as he's not touching the screen and his face is on that screen, he can hold his phone up in the air all he wants.
Here's what I say. Okay, yeah, give me
Because
the ticket.
it's not distracting. He could fight it. If they did ticket him, he could easily fight
It's
it.
no different than if he had dash cams, and I've got a dash cam. So you can get dash cams that are 360. I recommend to everyone to get one like that. But yeah, it's no different than that.
That's right, James. I think Gator Boys is a little bit newer than Jeremy's, but yes, they both have the blue Dodge Ram. Jeremy's is a midnight blue.
Here's my thing. Why didn't they just put the memorial on, like, literally clearly on Tina and Brian's property? But see, they want to be antagonistic. They want Jeremy to know they can do whatever they want.
Well, they think they can do whatever
they want. But that's the intimidation that they pull.
I like how, the corporal was talking shit about Jeremy and the other case, but at the same time was defending Jeremy's rights as a landowner. And he told him, in order for you to be able to do anything about this, you need a new survey because that one means nothing. It's 30 years old.
Yep. That's what they were. I didn't watch the video yet. That's what they were trying to use, an old survey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything, I would say 5 years, or when properties have exchanged, that's when you should, like, if it's been 10 years since, the two neighbors, since the properties have exchanged any hands, I would say a 10-year-old survey is good. But beyond that, 5 years is max. JH needs a camera like Google Maps. I don't know what you mean. Like,
okay, you know how the Google Map car has that giant camera on the top of the car?
You don't need that. You can get a dash cam that you like Teslas. Teslas have it built in. This is what frustrates me about
Yes.
car companies. Tesla's doing two things that I want. I want built-in cameras because it helps with accidents and all that stuff would stop a lot of the malicious things of like people trying to brake check and stuff like that. So that I want to see in every car and self-driving. Those are the two things I want in cars, but only Tesla's doing it. No one else is doing it. And they keep giving us shitty cars, and then they wonder why people are unhappy with their cars. But yeah, everyone, you can go onto Amazon for a basic dash cam, it's about $50. For one with 360, I think you're gonna have to pay probably about 80 for a low cost one. I had one, I've upgraded it, and I'm gonna upgrade again.
Maybe we should send Jeremy a 360 camera for each vehicle. Here, let him try to say something about
Jeremy can afford
this.
it. Yeah, that would be my recommendation to him. I think they do, at least in the truck, in some of his videos. I think I have seen a dash cam on there. Whether it's 360 or not, you can't tell just by looking at it. Um,
I believe, I believe, because we talked about the cameras the night of our stream with him. If I'm not mistaken, he said he had a regular dash
mhm,
cam, the front facing one, but he wanted to upgrade
okay.
to the one you were
I, I
discussing.
I don't remember it, but I mean, I'm not saying that. Like I've talked with so many people about dash cams, so
Right?
I would I would most likely get that discussion mixed up.
I think he did too, Margaret, because he was laughing in that one video and was like, if they do a survey, it's going to show that I
Yeah,
own this much of their
and I
property.
think that's why they're using it. They
So,
won't pay for one, and the fleas were about to do another fundraiser for them to have a survey, and that would be like if they do that, I will absolutely donate money to that and do it here because I think it will it'll help Jeremy.
oh, it'd help Jeremy, but it would also be instant fucking
Yeah,
karma.
right. Just even if they have to give up a foot of their property, like 1 foot, like up and down the fence line, that would be worth it because Jeremy would be like, okay, now I want you to move my fence, and it's going to cost at least $1,000 for that to be done.
Oh, like Jeremy said in his video, though, if they do a survey, it's going to show he owns that add on garage they have, the land
And
up to
Jeremy
the
has a
middle of
survey.
it.
We already know that.
That's right, heroes. They did do a fundraiser for it. They just haven't done the
Oh, did
survey
they?
yet.
So I knew they were talking about it because I did when Jeremy asked for people going through those videos, I did go through a couple ones that I knew that there was actionable stuff in.
Because if I'm not mistaken, someone questioned on the hate group, okay, you've gotten $56,000 from David Rickards for the barn. You've raised $4,000 for the memorial. And now you've raised money for the survey, but nothing has been
Mhm.
done. Nothing out of any of that money.
Um, which I still laugh that they didn't finish the fence on Lynette's property. So the deputy was like, "Yeah, it doesn't matter that you did one side. You're not covered because anyone can walk in on the other parts of your property. So you have not expanded the curtilage. And had they done the
Right.
fence around the whole thing, they would have expanded the curtilage and then could say they would have more rights. But they haven't done that. They just did one fence line.
Right, tomato. Um, Corporal Gregory told them the same thing that day that they went to help Lloyd. That they can film anything they want to, with the exception of the expectation
Yeah,
of privacy
the
areas, which
turtle.
would have been inside the camper or inside. Well, no, when they were on the property,
He was
Corporal Gregory told them they could film the entire thing. They just couldn't film
for
inside
the
her
trailer. He
buildings
had the
or
awning out,
inside her
and he
home.
extended that to the awning, with the
Yes.
exception of the pathway to get in and out of Lloyd's trailer. Um,
And the refrigerator. He gave them permission to film
yeah,
the refrigerator
the
for
content, yeah, and
proof.
that for purposes of identification later. Yeah, and the corporal did a great job. I'll say that he did a great job. And I've watched a lot of these cop videos, and he was like interpreting the law very generously on her side, but still very fairly.
Forgotten Black Sheep. Is the memorial expensive? So if JH does damage, he could be charged.
No,
Um, the dimwit said to the officer that the two posts and stuff was less than $100. So yeah, no.
and if they try to lie and change that later, they would have to provide receipts because a wooden post, like I put in a wooden post yesterday, literally, same type of post. I had a broken one, and I don't have my address on the front of my house. So me and the little man, we dug a hole, popped this 4-foot post into the ground, buried it, uh, sprayed water on the part that we had dug so that we would have compaction. And then later on today, I'm going to go put the address out there, and some reflector, because you know there's no things on my house. But yeah, not $100.
This is what, 25, $30 for the
Yeah, I think I
post?
paid uh, $4 a piece for my four numbers, and then I paid another $5 for the reflectors. So that's about $25. And then for the post itself, I probably paid $7 max for. It was a 6-foot 4x4. The top part broke, and so I just snapped that off. And I was like, "What can I use this for?" And I was like, "Oh, I can use this for my address post." So that's what it's for.
That's right, Linda Lou.
In fact, my only question with that post is, do I paint it white before I put the numbers on, which I may do.
Oh, if they get the bench in place, they can't put it on his property. And if they put it on his property, he can do with it what he wants. It's his land.
He could say that it's abandoned property. If I were him, I would just move it off the property.
I would just scoot it over a few feet and sit it in front
Yeah,
of their fence.
that's what I would do until he gets confirmation from the court about the uh, the land. Which do we have a? We should have a court date on that, and that's an easy one. So that should not be far along. I would say early April for that one too. Yeah, they said they raised 4,000. So where is the money? But again, that is, they're already working with a guy who was convicted of money laundering. So that'll be an easy search search warrant for the feds. Easy one. And that combined with all the other money, they're bumping that threshold up. Like this is like this is like a how-to of how not to act. Is how the fleas and bubbles are doing everything. The cops stated they were in Ohio, and the next thing Tina said Jeremy's truck was at the post office. I haven't watched that video yet. I'll have to watch it. But I'll pay attention to that. Well, what Jeremy stated, it was the more memorial that they had, he would allow. But see, they've changed it. So now Jeremy could say, yeah, that's not what I agreed to. Like I agreed to the ribbon and that stuff, but putting a post in the ground, I did not agree to. So and I've dealt with so many people, that have done these roadside memorials. I'll just tell you, they're all stupid. They're really stupid. Like it's one thing, like because normally they want to create these on or private property, which you don't have a right to do. And if you do them on public property, uh, you have a good chance of, like the crews coming through, and not even a public crew that's to the government. You could have like the water department, water district. You could have the you know Edison come through. And hey, it's on a public right of way. We need to move it for work, and that can absolutely happen. I have neighbors just like JH for 3 years. He's caused trouble with this. Police told him to stop. It's getting bad. He won't stop. So I guess it's time for an OP. Tim, start recording. Start recording. You're doing your channel. These get a lot of views, but you want to protect yourself. Do you think if Google received enough requests, do you think they would run their car cams through the town? I don't know. They've already done it once before. I don't know if they'll do it again. Maybe after so much time has passed. In all fairness, with the money, the barn, they have no plans or anything. They've got to get plans, permits issued to be able to finish the house. The county doesn't seem to care about the plans or the permits that much. Does the family of the man who passed away even recognize or care about this memorial? I would say it maybe cost $100. So ridiculous. We now know for a fact it's less than $100. That's what apparently she told the cop. But yeah, like they would have been better working with Jeremy. If you're doing something on someone else's property, you should not be antagonistic, or you'll be thrown off. One of the only businesses in Otter Creek is a joinery carpenter firm. Why didn't they commission them to make the bench? I mean, why didn't they just do the bench? I don't know. What the heck are they doing with all that money? Well, they all have new phones, so I would suspect it's probably going in their pockets.
They've all got new
New
phones.
computer.
Flea has a new
Yep.
car, new computer, new desk chair because her fat ass broke the other one, a new mic that she doesn't know how to work. Even Lynette has a fancy new Apple
She's got an
iPhone.
e-bike now.
Remember, because she asked, "Hey Siri." That's how we know she switched from an Obama phone to an
Yeah, she
Apple
did
iPhone.
used to have an Android.
Yes, an Obama phone. Android. That's what they give when you apply for those Obama phones. You get an Android.
But yeah, it's not smart to be antagonistic if you're using someone's property for anything. I've had hunters be like, "Oh yeah, I've hunted this land for years, and this guy suddenly wants to be a dick." It's like, no, you're using his land. That's his land. You have to be nice to him. Um, I've always, whenever I went to hunt or fish, when I lived in Ohio, there were several farmers. Um, I would always take them something like a pie or something to eat, and just be like, hey, you have the right to say no. Can I fish your pond or can I hunt your property? Um,
Yeah, you have to have property owners'
yeah.
permission to hunt their land. If they say no, there ain't a damn thing you can
And
do
there are
about it.
times where I've been told no. Like I wanted to hunt rabbits on one farmer's. He had train tracks, and I wanted to hunt the edge of the train tracks in his property line, and he said no. There are geese hunters who go into my field, and I promised them that no other hunters, regardless of what they're hunting, can come on my property. And I said, you know what, that's fair. That's a deal you worked out with them. I've got I've got no right to someone else's property. And that's where the family is very stupid, because if they were not aligning themselves with all these people against Jeremy, I'm sure Jeremy would be like, yeah, you can, you want to put something bigger there? Jeremy would probably pay for it. But now that they're, you want to cause drama, you want to side against me? Okay, yeah. Now you've changed the memorial. I did not authorize that. Now you're trespass for my property. And then he can take the memorial down.
So the fleas So was the flea's address doxed in the comments of Shara's new video? That's something they talked about last night too, that they would take action about it. Okay, look, their address is public record. I had ran into that issue with that fool I dealt with on TikTok because he put my home address out on
Mhm.
TikTok. There was nothing I can do about it because it's public record. So it's not doxing. They would have to prove that the person that shared their address meant intent to harm when sharing their public record address.
Most,
That's what I was told by
most
police.
time, doxing is not a crime. Most time, it is not, regardless of what people will tell you.
When I when I filed that police report about that guy that I dealt with from the same area of Florida
Now,
as Gabe's charges, I would have to prove I would have to have hardcore proof that when he put my address out there that he meant the intent to
yes.
harm
Now
by
that's where
doing
it
so.
becomes different with what's her name? She lives out here near me. She lives in Orange County. Um, Not Patty. Uh, no,
Susan?
not Susan. She's one of the. Her and Marla posted the pictures of Jeremy's property in Ohio at the same time that John
Oh,
was saying that Lynette was saying John's friend was going to get out of jail and they were going to go up there. Now, being that they were coordinating in groups, yes, that is what now makes it more of a direct threat. So that's why Jeremy, was able to use that for the protection order.
Harry.
Without her messaging the Ohio mayor, he probably still would have gotten the protection order just because of that. But what really did it in was her emailing and calling the Mayor Dan in his office. Like, there's no reason to ever do that. No reason.
Okay, that reminds me. MLS did a live stream of him going to Ohio, to Jeremy's property, stalking Jeremy's property in Ohio. Can he get a PPO against MLS now also, not only just putting him in the federal lawsuit?
Potentially, yeah, yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
thought.
Being that, um, it's potential. It's not definite. Um, because you could easily make a case. It's just like going to any other celebrity's house and saying, "Oh, this is where this celebrity is. Here's their house." Um, Now, if you're posting the address and stuff like that, yeah. Now Jeremy could be like, "Look, that's we've never posted that stuff. They're posting it. It's a gray area, and it really comes down to the judge. But you add in, like earlier, the fact that they're all working with Lynette, and he can prove that. And we have this anti-hails ecosystem. Being that one other person has already issued threats towards that property, then yes. If Jeremy wanted to expand his CPO, he could, like, I have zero doubts the judge would balk at it. Yes, they did, Darlene. They did dock Shara.
Yep.
It's just like when Slug was coming after me, Spawn Trooper was sending me all these things about Slug's address. I didn't go public with it. Like, I was like, okay, well, it's good
What the?
information to have, but I never talked about it publicly. He wanted to, and I was like, nope, don't. I'm not going to do that because I knew the law. I was not going to be a part
Uh,
of any type of threats. It perceived threats, not direct threats, perceived threats.
right.
And that's why, people, he was saying in his stream this morning, oh, why didn't he show this? Because not everything, just because I found something out doesn't mean I have to take it to air.
That
It's
part.
smart to sit on things sometimes.
Wait, so he was saying he was questioning why you didn't share it
Yeah,
before?
he wanted to start posting it and going after Slug when Slug was calling me a punk.
Oh,
And I said no. But this morning he was questioning, like, he acknowledged that the DMs that I showed, he did remember seeing them. But he was questioning because he got his what do they call it? Your file, which you can request from most of these social media places. Hey, I would like to have a digital file of all my stuff, but it wasn't showing in his digital file. And he's like, why are these not in it? But I showed my DMs, like, they're still in my DMs. Why they're not on his, I couldn't tell you. Maybe he deleted them and Facebook didn't, catch that deletion, didn't archive it. I don't know. But they're real DMs. I've shown him plenty of times. He said he remembered sending them to me, uh, but he was asking, why did I not act on it then? Because it's smart. It's not always just because someone does something like me and Tat, just because he's tried to do things to this channel doesn't mean I should retaliate. It's not smart to retaliate. I've taken steps to protect my organization, my channel, all that. Um, I've taken legal steps, uh, but it's just like people have said to me, "Oh, you should go file charges on him." No, no. Same thing with Lisa. Same thing with Robbie. Everything they've done to me, I'll make a police report. So now I have proof that it happened. But no, I, just because they did something doesn't mean I should immediately retaliate. It's better sometimes just to show that, nope, oh, okay, I reported it. I reported this, like, and then you show, okay, they are escalating. They're the ones who won't leave me alone.
right. Well, if I remember correctly, when we discovered who that was, we were all still friends at that time, and we were asked not to go
Yeah,
public with
I
it.
told him, I said, I don't want, I'm not gonna post that. I don't want that done. I said he will either, and I said this back then, he'll come to a crossroads and he'll either cross a line or he'll back down. And what happened was we came to that crossroads. He realized he was wrong. He apologized to me. I'm good. And I'm glad I didn't do any action. But had he crossed the line, then I would have had plenty of information then to have taken action. Same thing with Bubbles. Bubbles harassed me. He was sending me harassing messages. He was sending messages to YouTube. I've made police reports. I've told him, do not DM me ever again, and then I blocked him. Now, if he were to go onto another account, which, hello, he's done it in this chat when we know it. And again, I've taken screenshots and stuff of that. But if he escalates, then when I do something against him, it won't be a thing of, oh, Mike Arthur is just he's just whining. It'll be, no, there's a pattern of lots of stuff that this guy's done. It's clearly harassment. Okay, now we're going to do action. In case if you haven't seen, it's hard to get the government to act on stuff. But if you have a pattern of stuff,
Yeah.
there's legal things I don't want to talk about at the moment.
Well, then don't bring it up.
Yeah, well, I was just about to say something, and
You caught yourself.
legal things that I'm doing. I should clarify that.
Right. Can you switch that top chat to live chat so we can
Oh,
see
I'm sorry.
the
I thought I
whole chat?
changed it. You know, I did it before it.
You did it the first time before
I popped it out. I had changed it, but it must have changed back when I popped it out. I hate that. Why would I not want to see all the chat? You know, and the fact that that's the default.
I know it's annoying.
Facebook does that too, and it's just to hide comments, and it's so stupid. Like X used to do it, but now they've backed away from doing it. I would much rather see, like, if someone's like saying nasty stuff, I want to see it. I want to know.
And James said Flea 1 is all mouth. I agree 100%. And that's the way I feel about the Peter Griffin looking fool. He's mouth. But he runs across one of those true country folks, redneck motherfuckers. I guarantee you he wouldn't run his mouth that way.
Do you ever notice a lot of these pieces of crap are all chain smokers? Just something I noticed. Lisa, Spawn, right, or Gabe.
Yoda! You know, thanks to Jeremy, I now have that YODA, Yoda, stuck in my head because of his recent video.
Yeah, I wanted to come in live last night, but I had the little man, and we were watching a movie.
Oh my god. Yoda's chat got a whole different version of Georgie last night.
I'll have to watch it. I probably won't be streaming for long because I can hear the little man awake right now. I do have donuts, so I shouldn't have to run right away, but I can hear him in there. Bubbles is quiet because now he's part of the lawsuit. Notice how he didn't tell them when they were all, John Lynette didn't tell them shut your mouth. But what does he do as soon as he's part of a lawsuit? Zips it right up. He's not out there talking.
Mm-hmm. And Mod, I think almost identically to the way Tug thinks.
Mm-hmm.
My doorbell loads up twice.
I'm in the Castle Doctrine state. Anyone shows up to my place, yeah, you're going to be looking down a barrel.
You won't be able to walk because I'll go for your kneecaps.
Oh no,
I'm gonna let you live, but I'm taking out your damn legs,
I was a Marine trained center mass. I aim for center mass. And that's, you come onto my property, it's a Castle Doctrine state.
Right.
My home is my castle and will be protected.
Yep. And I got a Ring doorbell. It'll video it all.
I've got cameras around my property.
So you show up here, you're gonna fuck around and find out. Just like Tug said.
I've already talked to my sheriff's deputy. They're like, I was like, what can I do? Because we've had all these break-ins and people getting onto my neighbor's property, stealing his stuff, and they've told me, they're like, if you have a gun and they've come on your property and you felt you were threatened and you shot them, we're not even going to investigate it. We're going to say, okay, that's what it was, and close everything up.
Yep. That's what Winchester police
Mhm.
said also.
Yep. It's easy for the cops then. They felt threatened.
Yeah, that officer I spoke with when I dealt with that guy in Florida, he was like, if you stand your ground and protect yourself, you did my job for me."
There are 6 elements of self-defense. A lot of people, when they talk about guns, they mistakenly say, "Oh, I can just shoot them." No, there are 6 elements of self-defense that you have to meet. And when you're in a castle doctrine state, when someone comes upon your property, a lot of those, I think it goes from those 6 elements down to 2, and you only have to meet those 2 elements. So, like, uh, attempt to flee, gone. That's one of the elements. Now, in a stand your ground state, it goes from 6 to I think 4. And again, you don't have in a stand your ground, you don't have to attempt to flee. You you can just say I felt threatened and I started shooting.
Mod, he does have to file. He has to have his opposition filed by the 20th, and then he has to show up for the hearing on April 3rd. So he has to do both. It's court ordered.
Welcome, Yoda.
Yoda!
Morning.
Where's my sidekick?
I'm at work.
Aw.
So I did pull up the 6 elements of self-defense. It must be an attack. The attack must be lawful. The attack must be imminent. Defense must be necessary. It must be proportionate and must be intentional or knowing response.
So how's everybody doing today?
Dennis, I believe the law is different
It
per
is.
state. I was told by the police here in my local area that they just have to be on the property.
Same with California. It is different by state. California, you come onto my property. Come onto the. I should clarify. Come onto the curtilage of my property. So if I have 5 acres and you're on my 5th acre, I can't shoot you. But like you come onto the immediate like area. Like if I have a fence and you come within the fence, now you're within the curtilage.
Right. If I'm not mistaken, the last time you and I discussed this, you actually looked it up to find out if Tennessee was a castle doctrine
It
state.
is. We did.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And I believe Florida is too.
Florida has stand your ground.
Yeah, but that's different. Stand your ground is if you're out and about. Castle doctrine is if you're on your property.
Yes.
Yep. Florida is a castle doctrine state. There are exceptions.
In other words, fuck around and find out, buddy.
Yeah.
So like
I just released the music on them, and I just say that about her.
And see, because of
you know,
the Trayvon Martin case in Florida, you have to search through a lot of stand your ground stuff to find castle doctrine stuff. Okay.
So Yoda, you're at work for the next 24 hours, right?
I got called in last night when that storm rolled through.
Ooh. Well, that just gives me and her time to plot against you. So
Please don't.
I saw what she did to you, and I said they were like, "Did you see that?" And I said, "No." And then they showed me the picture, and I said, "I'd file for divorce."
No.
That's the thing; those two torment each other constantly. He's just as bad as she is.
But I called a truce though. She didn't.
It's them pregnancy hormones.
So I love her to death. So that's all that matters. So
I swear you have the patience of a saint, though.
hey, okay. So patience is a virtue, and with me, patience is something that you got to learn. So I'm different.
So I found some things. So both castle doctrine and stand your ground in Florida require that you're engaged in lawful activity. So if you're doing anything unlawful, that's not a defense. So like John with his menacing, the moment he pulled that gun, was threatening people with it, it becomes unlawful. Stand your ground is no longer a defense. Um,
And that's why they were able to press charges on him for
yes.
it.
Castle doctrine, there is no duty to retreat. Stand your ground, it literally means you don't have to retreat. I'm trying to think. See, the problem is because of Trayvon Martin, whenever you look this stuff up in Florida, all they talk about is stand your ground. But they're two totally different concepts. There is no standard ground on your property. It's castle doctrine that takes the precedence. And what's funny is castle doctrine is actually way more. It's a law that's used way more throughout the country. There's majority of the states have some type of castle doctrine law. Most states do not have a stand your ground law. So in Florida, you have to have a reasonable fear of imminent peril or death or great bodily harm against yourself or someone else for stand your ground. And so, okay, so here's the castle doctrine. The person against for whom the defense force was used or threatened was in the process of unlawfully or forcefully entering or had unlawfully or forcibly entered. Now, this is where the castle doctrine applies. A dwelling, a residence, occupied vehicle, or was attempting to remove someone against their will from a dwelling, residence, or occupied vehicle. So that's one area where California and Florida differ. California, I do not have castle doctrine protection when I'm in my vehicle. In Florida, you do. So if someone tries,
I think Alabama's the same
California,
way.
someone tries to carjack me without a weapon, I can't use deadly force.
If I remember correctly, that applies to abusive spouse as well.
Probably does, yes. Now,
I learned
here's
something.
the other thing. Now, in Florida, stand your ground, all they have to do is unlawful and forcibly entry, and you can use deadly force. Here in California, it's unlawful and forcible entry where I have a reasonable belief their intent is to harm. So someone just coming onto my property that I've trespassed, I can't just come out guns a-blazing. I have to reasonably believe they're here to hurt me, my property, or someone on my property.
And that's where the cameras
Yes.
come in perfectly.
So, like, for instance, as I've talked to the deputies, they have said, yeah, if someone comes onto your property and you're talking with them, we're going to think that you don't have a reasonable fear. Unless if you're like, get off my property, get out, unless if it's something like that. But if they just come on the property and I come out shooting, they're going to, and if I tell the deputies, yeah, I thought they were here to hurt me, they're not going to investigate. They're going to be like, yeah, we're just going to close everything up. They're not going to try to figure out intent.
Are they still slapping people on the wrist in California for crimes? Or are they now trying to enforce the laws?
No, they're still slapping people on the wrists, and that's why. Like, I had a friend of mine where tweakers broke into his house, and he held them at gunpoint, and the cops came, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll process them, but they're going to be out tomorrow, and they could come back." And he was like, "What do I do?" And they were like, "Had you just shot them and said you had a fear that they were armed, we would not be investigating right now. We would just say, okay, get the bodies. You're fine. We're out of here."
Wow.
But This is why people need so many gun people. I get frustrated. So many gun people don't look this stuff up. They just think they're going to be okay. And there's been cases of it, like here in California, someone carjacks me, they pull me out of the car, I can't get up and just start shooting into my car. I will actually be arrested in that case because my car's not protected through stand your ground, and they could also say, well, you were thrown out of the car, you have the ability to retreat, but you chose to fire. So now that becomes second degree murder or uh, I forget what the other one is. But a lot of people here in California, they don't, they never look into these laws.
Wow. I'm on my phone, so I really can't see the chat. Sorry, y'all. Y'all talking to me. Everything's tiny.
Yoda, you have witnesses for spousal abuse case. That's what Ted says.
No, no, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Okay, our jokes and stuff is like our de-stressor.
Mhm.
So it gives us both a laugh. I just gotta plot and see what I can do without uh get, get
Causing
yes.
stress. So as y'all can tell, I'm the Spitfire, and Mr. Georgie is the quiet, laid back, figure stuff out one of the relationship. A few months ago, one of our tenants decided they wanted to entrap a pedophile, and they brought said pedophile to the property to get him arrested. And the fool ran to our door trying to get help from us because the people that were trying to trap him was trying to also beat his ass.
Those
But
tendencies out.
me be me being who I am, I saw this fool. I heard them call him a pedophile. And I heard her on the phone with the local police telling them what was going on. So I heard her telling the cop, hey, this guy's a pedophile. He's here to meet my 15-year-old little brother. I had three I had three kids behind this door. I came out flaming and I went off on this guy. I gotta get the
In
footage
Florida,
and show it to you, Mikey.
in Florida, the person or persons sought to be removed is a child or grandchild or is otherwise in the lawful custody or under the lawful custody of the person against whom the defensive force is used or threatened. So that one's interesting.
Hmm.
Now in California, here's the California law. It's California Statute 198.5. Any person using force intended or likely to cause death or great bodily injury within his or her residence shall be presumed. So I get the presumption, presumed to have had a reasonable fear of imminent peril or death or great bodily injury to self, family, or a member of the household when that force is used against another, not a member of family or household. So I can't just shoot a family member who unlawfully and forcibly enters or has unlawfully and forcibly entered the residence, and the person using the force knew or had reason to believe that an unlawful and forcible entry occurred. As used in this section, great bodily injury means a significant or substantial physical injury. So that specifically is why I have no trespassing signs. Anyone who comes beyond those signs, even though I don't have a fence, that does help me extend my curtilage. I will have a fence eventually. I'm just not right now. So yeah, a lot of these people they think, oh, we've got stand your ground. We've got castle doctrine. You got to know what these say. I'm trying to read what that says.
What the fuck does that even mean,
Hold
Yoda?
on. I'm on my phone.
Did you just did you just go in
I did.
mode?
Hold on.
Well, I don't know about Restream, but I really hate how YouTube's autocorrect, like when you're on your mobile, it throws everything off. I can't tell you.
You're so lucky that I can read shit like a dyslexic person.
I I can't type it. Hold on, Georgie. I'm gonna send it to you. What I said.
We found
I was helping a veteran yesterday, and I might do a video about all these places that say they offer legal help to veterans when they actually don't. It's really frustrating.
I was able to unscramble the words that he put in there, but it still didn't make a lick of sense. Pretty sure he sent that in dyslexic mode and
Okay.
not
Okay.
read it as a dyslexic person, and that's how you can unscramble the words.
Okay. That makes sense now.
Kinda. I unscrambled it. I'm still like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Once you said, yeah, read it that way, I'm like, okay. Yeah, okay, now I see what it says.
Yeah. Because at first I was like, Rev Res? The fuck is Rev Res? DNA. And I'm like, what is DNA? I'm so confused. Have fun, John. Oh, John, before you go. So I was watching Roman Atwood yesterday and he was doing it his fan mail. Somebody sent him a doll identical to yours. Like she was identical to the T of the one that John sent you. And I immediately thought of you when I saw it. Yoda had a moment, yes. So much so that he just went poof. Lee, yes. We had several warnings last night. However, we were lucky and we survived it. We have another strain of storms coming through today at some point. I stayed up till 2 o'clock this morning, my time. And the night before, watching these storms. Ryan Hall is a lifesaver. So
So most of the US is either a stand your ground or castle doctrine state. Um,
hmm,
37 in total. There's only 13 states where you have a duty to retreat. North Dakota, North
really,
Dakota, Nebraska, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Maryland, Delaware, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and Maine.
of course, northern states.
And for many of the stand your ground states, it applies to your home as well. Oh.
Also, Lee, from what I saw, the state of Mississippi and the west side of the state of Alabama got the worst of it last night. Mississippi got jacked up pretty bad.
I'm gonna probably wrap this up because the little man is definitely up, so I know he's gonna want breakfast.
When you go have fun and spend time with little man, I'm sure we'll talk on Facebook.
I think we're gonna go race go karts today.
Ooh, sweet.
No, you guys got to understand, okay? You guys know I'm a troll. I love trolling. I have fun with it. Me and my brother, and now me and my son have now developed where we troll racing go karts. When they let everyone in and all the people run to the front, we go to the back, and then we drive real slow around the track next to each other so no one can pass. People get pissed. The doll's over here on the floor. I got to clear out this area, and I'll put a chair here for the doll. But yeah, she's right here on the floor. She really got the dummy, the stolen valor dude, angry.
All
He
worked up. Not just him, but Tat too.
wait, what do you guys?
So much so that he made a music video about it.
Well, Ted's trying to make fun of me, and that doesn't really bother me. But
Yeah, at least it was funny.
oh, he gets mad at it, and it's like, okay, when you're doing these channels, you're trying to be entertaining, and a part of that is you have to make fun of yourself. So, if I have a doll and I'm making fun of myself, like, why are you going to get upset at that? Like, it's fun, it's stupid. I'll poke fun at myself. But like, how are you going to get upset?
I'd show us on the doll where she hurt your
Right.
feelings. I mean, how can you get so offended by a rubber doll?
This just tells me again, because I used to deal with this in the military. Machismo. There's the military is a very macho organization. Some of the men in the military take it to a place, and ironically, I started looking into it, and I happen to believe a lot of it comes from men who were raised with primarily women around, that they don't really understand real masculinity, because that's where you'll see this. They call it toxic masculinity, but I hate that term. But you'll see this machismo, where it's guys, and he's done it to me, like tried to threaten that he can beat me up and shit like that. It's like, okay, well, are you an internet tough guy? I don't really care if you could beat me up.
He got upset because his wife threw his out.
Probably. But yeah, you see this with these guys, and it's these guys who stick out their chest. And, I come in contact with a lot of veterans like this, a lot of gun people like this. And it is not me at all. Like, yeah, I'm not out there trying to measure how big my dick is compared to someone else. Like, I'm very secure in, I'm a good father, I'm a good man, I do my thing, I leave people alone. That's what taking care of your business is how I define what it means to be a man, and that's what I teach my son. Like, no, take care of your family, take care of the things you need to, you pay your bills on time, you provide a home, you do those things. But that's why you don't see me with like a souped up car. I used to see that all the time with Marines. They'd have like a souped up car, and then like their kids were in old clothes. No, that's not the way I do stuff. If I'm broke, it's because I've taking care of my kid, bought him a PS5, and he's got nicer clothes than me for a reason. So that's when these type of guys, and I used to deal with so many of them in the military, and that's why like people are like, how can you stand Trump? Because I've known a bunch of guys in the military just like him, and the way the media tries to treat Trump, completely wrong way. People like that hate being made fun of, hate it. That's why when I do stuff and say stuff to him, it's, oh, is Stu Moron in here, or is he watching?
He's watching. Oh, he's watching and screenshotting and making posts about your stream on the hate
Oh my
group.
god! Like, okay, dude, don't care.
Had
Thanks for the view.
had internet difficulties here at work.
No, you're good, Yoda.
Shocker.
But yeah, like that type of
You speak like you type, Yoda.
those machismo type guys. The way to deal with them is just to make fun of them, just like I do with Stolen Valor. That's my new nickname for him. I'm just calling him Stolen Valor because he just won't. He could provide proof of his service, but he won't. Posting, half of a picture doesn't prove your service. That could be anyone else.
None of us know what he looks like in the first place. So what exactly is he proving?
Nothing. And that's why it's so funny.
Why are you so ashamed to show your face, Spawn?
Right? And there he had the DMs, and he's like, "Oh, what? Explain why it's not in my the file I downloaded from Facebook." I talked to Facebook about that, but you've acknowledged that they're real.
Everybody in chat say hi to Stupid Moron. He's watching and screenshotting. Hi,
He's
Stupid.
just mad that his buddy Dave is in the lawsuit. That's what he's mad about.
Well, somebody said that Stu Moron was Spawn Trooper, and he screenshotted that and put it in the hate group.
They're different
Which
people.
you could copyright him if you wanted to, because it has your Veteran Nation stuff all over it.
It depends on what it is. I'll have to look at it.
Yeah.
So just because someone has my picture and stuff, even though my stuff is all copyrighted, doesn't mean it's a violation of the copyright.
Right.
The fair use does apply. These morons do not understand fair use and won't even take the time to educate themselves. I do. I've literally taken college classes on this stuff. So I know a lot of people are like, you should report this. You should copyright claim it. And when I look at it, I'm like, oh, that's clearly fair use. I can't. And it would not be smart of me to do that because that is me harassing someone.
Okay, so if we screenshot someone's channel and we share like their chat or their image just happens to be on there because we're showing proof of something they said, that's fair use, correct?
It depends on how you're using it.
Because we took the screenshot.
Nope. That is not at all what determines it. It's how you use it. That's what determines if it's fair use or not. And you think Stu Moron would know this because he writes, he does all this journalistic stuff. You think he would have educated himself. I don't know if he has, but Spawn Trooper absolutely does not understand it. DJ Radis absolutely, and because they have both, like Spawn Trooper saying that nothing is copyrighted if it doesn't have the little C in a circle. That is not the case. And then he kept talking about trademarks. I'm the first. None of my stuff is trademarked. It costs way too much money to trademark. Now, it's like $1,500. If I paid to trademark, no one can use it at all. But that's also signing up to be a litigant to trademark your stuff. Same thing with patents. They asked Elon Musk, "Why don't you patent your stuff?" And he's like, "Because it's going to cost you way too much money." he talked about this with SpaceX. Patenting things just means that I'm going to be in court all the time. I would much rather leave it open source. And there's some things I will absolutely leave as open source. There are some things I protect, some things I don't. But that is all my decision.
I will say this: the one thing about being on my phone is I can't see what everybody's typing.
Miss Yoda said, "Hey Yoda, glitter cue ball, LOL. Hey sister."
Hi,
Oh
sister.
Lord!
You cannot trademark your name unless you have a very unique name. Original Dennis the Mess is correct. Original content by a creator is automatically copyrighted in the U.S. But fair use always applies. So I can use, like, if I'm teaching a class, I can grab anything pretty much that's copyrighted and put it into a PowerPoint or a video and teach that class. And I'm perfectly legal. Just one example. But none of these morons, like, very few people have actually looked up the trademark, like, rules and rules of fair use. But they quote it all the time. And it's like, you need to study on that stuff. I am specifically not going into detail because me knowing the rules is advantageous to me.
I'm learning. I'm listening and learning.
What you should, Yoda, on in all of your social media now that you guys have an LLC, is put just a statement of all original media is copyrighted. I always recommend that to everyone because that shows that anyone who uses your stuff, you start from a position of they should have known it was copyrighted. You start from there. So if they claim that, oh, I didn't know, well, this was in their bio. You went to their page. You didn't look at their bio. You should have.
If my wife is in here, it's about to be derailment for the chat.
Yep, there you go.
She's in here.
Erica, you could probably come up with a better statement than what I did, just because of what you have knowledge on. But I always tell people, like, I learned from Walt Disney. I did a case study on him. He spent his lifetime chasing down copyrights that he had lost. And I knew way before I did this, when I started writing articles, I knew I needed to protect my copyright, and I took steps to do just that.
So many don't realize that Erica's our secret weapon when it comes to law. And she's a Spitfire. Miss Jones says she sent you a message regarding the Minnesota Red
Right
Bulls.
here, Wise Angel. Actually, no, I do not need to cite the source in the presentation. I do not need to do that for fair use. It's smart to, but you do not need to cite it. That does not invoke fair use. That's more of an academic thing, where you cite your sources. Now, in articles, I will cite my source if I'm using something, information from a source, but that's just for credibility, and it's so that I can't get sued for making shit up, as an example.
But yeah, Georgia, you are correct. She's very, very, very smart and knowledgeable.
Okay, Stu is officially my favorite troll.
Why? What do you do?
You gotta read that Max just posted in our group messages. Oh my god, that was golden. Stu said they think I'm you. I would play along, but I don't want to pretend to be a retard.
I don't blame Stu. Yeah, I don't blame Stu. I wouldn't want to be.
All Spawn could say back was it takes one to know one. It was
Spawn,
great. I needed that laugh this
Stolen Valor
morning.
is such a boomer. I used to cringe at stuff he would do when he'd be on, because he's just such a boomer.
You remember how easily he would get his feelings hurt when we would
Right?
pick on
Well,
him?
and I go back to Machismo. Any dude who's like big into Machismo, start making fun of them. They will get so angry and immediately go to violence.
Mhm.
And that's how he is.
Like, he could pick on us, he could make fun of us, and we would laugh
Yeah,
it
he
off
could dish it, but couldn't take.
and move on with the conversation. But when we would dish it back out to him, oh, no, no, no. So offended. So
Oh my
easily.
God, Stu is getting the better of him.
And I love it. I am here
That's
for
hilarious.
it.
Good
So,
morning, peasants. Enjoy this part of the book, whatever.
Oh, that
See,
is a
again,
whole ass
he's
book.
got to
so,
insult people and
so,
call them
so,
peasants.
George and Skipper, without
Yes,
saying,
darling.
but what I sent y'all yesterday, how did it make you feel?
Yeah. You notice they're not talking about it. They could be talking about it, but they're not.
I wonder if that's why he was begging to get on that certain stream last night, though, to cry about it. And that certain streamer, that certain host was like, no, no. No, no.
I mean, those other streamers, okay, you can keep associated. There's a reason why. The moment, like, I don't trust people, yeah, I might still interact with them, but I put limitations.
But Susie, you're not one of those boomers that are easily offended and get their
Yeah.
hurt.
And there are straight up boomers. Like, I've made fun of John Goodwin. John Goodwin, he took his phone and took a picture of his computer screen. To I'm trying to think what it was. It was, I forget what, I'll have to go through my pictures. But he'd done that and posted anonymously in the fake group. But you could see, because when you go into here, I'll show you. Let me close this. So right here, you can see right there, there's my avatar. So if I were to take a picture, you guys would all know that that's me. And that's exactly what John Goodwin had done. And that's because many boomers don't know how to do a screenshot or a screen record. And but he had to go and try to dunk on someone anonymously, and he just made himself look like a fool. And I've made fun of him ever since. Because we know he posts anonymously, we know he takes those type of screenshots. But yeah, there are things that Stolen Valor does that are equally as stupid.
Max said the Fleas used Stolen Valor's content last night on their stream. I bet he feels special. I mean, they are, from what I read on that hate group, they're trying to get him to join
Yeah,
their
I'll be
side.
home.
So
I'll be home around 6 o'clock tonight.
perfect. Plenty of time for me and Erica to plot.
So,
Right, sister?
me and Tim's got something to do tomorrow. We was ordered to.
Oh, James, we've always got trolls.
I'm writing things that are just gonna piss off Stolen Valor.
But me and Tim's actually
STSB.
going to the tribal reservation tomorrow.
Was the clip of Tat at the flea market.
Hey, Gray.
Hi, Gary. Good morning,
Wasn't that
darling.
funny yesterday that he went live at the flea market? I found it funny,
I found it hilarious because that's just proof of
right?
stalking and
Right?
harassment. Even though Mr. Hales himself has told every single one of us to leave those people alone and let him handle it. But yet, here's Tat purposely this isn't the first time he's went to the flea market either, chat. Purposely goes to the flea market to video these people after Jeremy has told all of us to stay away.
That's yeah. There are things you can do to support Jeremy, but don't do anything that Jeremy tells you not to do. Specifically, like, well, unless if you're doing it for a reason. Like, there's been things that I've done that like people have said Jeremy tells you not to do that, and I'm like, Jeremy doesn't tell me what to do. Like, but I also don't break the law.
Hey, everybody! I
Right.
can't see you chatting because I'm on my phone at work. Too small for me to see it. But if if you say hey to me, hey back. Hey,
Daniel!
Daniel.
Super D! I see my glory.
She's like, I want love. I don't know if you guys can hear little man. He's playing Call of Duty in the other room, yelling.
No, we don't hear
No.
him.
It's funny. Makes me laugh.
Daniel said, hey, Yoda.
Hey, Daniel.
Please put a link to Daniel's channel so people can subscribe. He's over 300. He's getting there. I would recommend to a lot of you guys who are small YouTube channels, start
Susie.
watching some of the videos, and they provide them to you in the YouTube studio. Watch the videos on how to make your channel better and how to get noticed more. They do help. Well, Jeremy also has to protect his case, so he has to say, "Don't do this." Um, I say, like, I know not to break the law, so that's why I say Jeremy doesn't tell me what to do, because that also shows that me and Jeremy are not working together. He's telling people not to do
Mm-hmm.
stuff, but like other people, like Tat, oh yeah, yeah, well, absolutely,
That goes too far and is literally
yeah.
stalking the people of the case. Like that could harm Jeremy's case.
Well,
It's not
it'll harm
okay.
Tat's case, not Jeremy's. Jeremy can be like, I told everyone to stay away, and Jeremy's completely lawful in doing that. Just like Spawn Trooper wanting to like post dox people, and I was like, no, don't do that. I'm, and I could point to those chats where I've told him, do not post that. Do not post that, because I am not going to assume any legal liability. People,
So like with me wanting to write that letter to the US district attorney about getting help for Harley, that's not breaking the law. That's my legal
yes,
right as a US
yes.
citizen.
And I actually encourage people to write
Completely different.
letters. They do way more than phone calls. I know everyone wants the phone call because it's here now. Letters become record, and especially if you send them certified mail.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I had to mute y'all because radio chatter in the back.
Yeah,
You're fine.
the Uncle Frank Gibson Go. Hold on, I'm in the wrong thing. I wonder why. Let me check that. Because we were at 970. Oh, we're actually at 1,000 right now. Actually at 1,000.
Awesome.
So I just threw out as a goal 1,500 when I started it, but we're actually almost to that. We're 2/3 of the way there. So everyone, please, if you can, give to Uncle Frank's kids. That is funny though.
Miss Susie, I will be doing a gender reveal for them when they find out the
I
gender
don't want to know.
on
I
stream
want it to be a surprise.
at the
That's what
end.
I want. But
I
somebody,
hate gender
Well,
reveals.
she doesn't.
huh?
Yes. Well, she doesn't.
And exact.
So
And
pretty sure that
okay, so in my defense, what she wants, she'll get.
exactly because she's the one
And she
growing
and she's
I
the
pregnant.
little bean.
I'm sorry. I just hate gender
What?
reveals. I hate them.
But it's okay. That's all I'm gonna say. Because at the end of the day, like I told everybody, I don't care if it's a girl or a boy, as long as it's healthy.
I was surprised at the birth of my son. I wonder what law enforcement would say about driving 10 miles per hour under the speed limit, slowing down, and using a cell phone to record while behind the wheel. Clear violations of the law. It, it's an infraction. That's what they would say. It's not a big deal. They're not going to come out for that.
He's not a distracted driver though. It's not like he's sitting there looking at the camera as he's driving. He's just holding it up
It could be
and catches whatever
infractions
he
though, even
catches.
with that, but it's minor. It's minor. That's why I say it's smarter to get the 360 dash cam, or he could get like something that connects where it'll like look out the window, where he could just like clip it onto the window.
Susie, no, you adopted me, therefore you have 6 grandchildren. Not just 2. You have 6 now.
And apparently, Georgie's been claimed as auntie already.
Yep. That's my baby. You just made it, but that's my baby.
Oh Lord, I'm in trouble. Hey Skipper,
Tribal
how bad
ladies
of in
said,
trouble am I in?
the tribal ladies said yesterday they see us having twins from what the spirits say.
That's what I said. From the get go, I was like, I guarantee you, she has twins or triplets.
And what did I say to y'all on the phone the other day?
You had a dream that y'all had twins. From the day she told me that she was pregnant, I was like, they're gonna either have twins or triplets. I definitely see multiples
All
in your
these people want me to
pregnancies.
shut up about Spawn Trooper and his stolen valor. I'm making money off this. I'm making money. I don't care. They're not hurting me. I'm making money. I'm the only one making money on this. That's what's so funny about it.
This is true. I still don't understand why they keep going on and on and on about monetization.
It's just
Like, bro, you have enough subscribers that you could literally
keep them.
monetize. But I truly think the reason he won't is because you have to give your
Yep.
entire identity up to
Yep.
Google to get your income because you get a
Yep.
1099.
Yep. If anyone were to, well, actually, no, I'm not gonna give anyone any bad ideas. But yeah, like
Oh, Yoda's in trouble. I thought you did tell her about your dream.
I thought I did.
Apparently you didn't. Now you're going to be
she's
itching.
gonna put itching powder.
glitter and itching powder. A double curse.
I'm telling you,
Good morning, Larry.
Yoda put cellophane over the toilet seat on her.
Oh, I was on the video chat with them in a group video chat the other night. Minding my business. She gonna come and
What'd
throw
you do?
glitter all over me.
My favorite part was the knee to the nuts and then the ice balls in your pants. She injured them and then iced them. Good morning, Miss
I gotta look up.
Tammy.
There was that one Nikki lady that says, I'm not kind. And I was like, yeah, veterans are not kind. Go fuck yourself. And like, who thinks that veterans are kind? Like
I still don't get why they think you're such a horrible person.
We're assholes. You should probably leave us veterans alone. Stop fucking with us.
Holy crap,
my.
Susie.
Thank you, Susie.
Ha, now I've got Mike calling you Susie too.
Suzanne. Sorry. I just did it.
No, stick with Susie. We all call her Susie. Freya, leave him alone.
Making money off of stolen valor. That's what I love doing. People telling me to knock it off. I'm making money here.
Like Jeremy told us on our business stream, monetize your haters.
And as long as they keep going, I'm going to keep making money.
That part. We should start making merch about it like Jeremy did.
And you notice they're the ones with a Cash App in their thing. You don't see a Cash App here. People don't want to give me money for the content. That's okay. I'll find ways to make money. Suzanne is awesome.
Stay safe, Harry. They've been horrible.
I got people trying to get me to come down to the San Diego area, Suzanne. So if I head that way, I will be, because I got to drive by you.
I had to do a refresh.
No worries.
Shocker.
Erica said the other day when we were talking that we need to. She wants to make a logo or a merchandise shirt that says "Let your haters be your motivators."
Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
See, my wife has great ideas. I'm just pretty much what she said. She's the brains. I'm just the figure of what they see. They don't see what the brains is doing in the back.
Oh my God, how stupid are these people?
So that certain post that the certain person made about you and I on Facebook.
Look at this. They said, so the schoolhouse isn't even in Otter Creek. Haha, Germ's an idiot. Like,
none of the addresses in Otter Creek actually show up as Otter Creek, you oxymorons.
I swear to God, the haters are
They're
dumbest.
so stupid.
Like, they are the dumbest.
Tell me you don't understand laws and bylaws in the United States without telling me. None of the addresses in Otter Creek shows up as Otter Creek. They either show up as Bronson or one of them shows up as Chiefland, which I don't know how because Chiefland's way the fuck out there. But still.
I've had so many people try to get me to come down to San Diego area just to like do the parties. And I'll be honest, I do not like these trendy California bars. Like, I don't go to LA. I don't go to San Diego. And they're like, oh, let's go to this bar where like a beer is $12. But it's unique because we get to sit outside. I'm like, ugh. I find that so exhausting. But when I went to San Juan Capistrano going into the Swallows Inn, that I will absolutely do every time. 100%. We could not go to the races last night because the races got canceled because Paris, California got so much rain, it was just a sloppy, muddy mess. So they rescheduled the races, so we couldn't go. So because I was gonna probably go down to Hemet and stop at this bar in Hemet that I love for the bar crawl. Thank you so much again.
I like money.
And you know what I love, Suzanne? Stolen Valor guy hates you, and you're just helping me make money. Thank you so much.
Poor Susie just exists and she is his target. By the way, guys, she's a
Yep.
veteran. And he is attacking her. Not only is she a woman, but she's a veteran to
Fellow
our
Marine.
country. And he's attacking her.
Fellow Marine, her and I actually had the same MOS enlisted. And I think we've talked about her her status as a veteran and things that she can do, because there's so many things in the VA that you can take advantage of to improve your life that they just don't tell you about. And her and I have had conversations about what
Oh,
things she can do.
I have a question
Sure.
for how many hours do we have to have watched on our channel to get the monetization?
Okay, so since you're at 500, you got to hit 3,000 watch hours
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not even there
to
yet.
be able to do your
Lives. Do lives.
lives. Yes, lots of live streams.
Yeah, I don't even think I'm at there. I can't even look all that up because I'm on my computer. Not on my computer, I'm on my phone.
Download the YouTube Studio app
Yep.
to your phone and connect your YouTube channel to that
And
studio.
here's the thing, doing like there are times where like Georgie will send me and say, "Hey, join me on stream." I'll go on and join, link my stuff, whether I can do it or not. But it'll stream it to my channel, and it'll help with watch time.
Oh,
I
okay.
try not to do that now because I'm trying to help Georgie and Coop.
Yeah.
And same thing with other smaller channels. But yeah, it will, like, if you jump on with any of us when we're doing streams and it's paired,
Yeah.
yeah, you'll get that watch time.
Okay.
I've done that with AVA. That's why when AVA is on, I tell people go watch on his channel. We need to get his watch time up.
Okay.
But he's almost at 1,000 subs. Oh,
But
Steve.
I thought he was already at 1,000. And he
but
just
the
needed
news
watch
is
hours.
that me and Tim is going up to the tribal reservation tomorrow to look at the trailer and go ahead and give the clear to put the logos on it.
Awesome.
So since she's got to work, she said that Tim and me need guy time. So gives us guys time to talk privately without being publicly and getting caught what we're going to do. So
I love what you guys are doing. Every time I get a phone call from you, I'm like, oh, what's it going to be this time?
Yesterday's news made my whole Sunday.
Right? I can't wait until he goes public with it.
I know.
just gotta wait.
Christmas.
Patience is a virtue.
That
And
is
that's one
true.
thing I can and that's the one thing I can say that I do have. Even though my wife likes to call me slow, it's a joke. I'm not. But
You guys have done this all the right way.
I'm proud of y'all. Both of you.
hopefully, Georgie, on your private chat message, hopefully.
I need
Right.
to wrap this up though, because I got to go feed this little guy.
Yeah, I'm just sitting around here because I'm off duty, but I'm on duty, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, makes sense to me. I don't know. I need to stop calling him the little man or little guy because he's almost as tall as me now.
Well, when I get home, I'll send you my video, my Xbox name, and we'll play some Call of Duty.
And apparently I'm short and I have Napoleon syndrome, even though I'm 5'8". which is the exact average height of American male.
Well, I'm
So
6'2", but you got to realize Georgie's taller than Erica.
Not by much.
But you're taller.
Not by much. It doesn't count.
I don't know how I have Napoleon syndrome. I don't really attack people unless they come after me.
Because they said you're short.
Well, just because someone's short doesn't mean they have Napoleon syndrome. And I'm not short. I'm average. I'm literally the average of American. Like
So what you lack in height, you make up for
in
on
girth.
the third leg.
We're not going down this rabbit hole like we did last night. Georgie derailed.
Listen, I was a whole nother level last night. That was not a normal.
But she had
Georgie. I was
encouragement
sleep
too.
deprived. I didn't need encouragement though
Okay.
because I was just off the rails last night. If Mike had been on with us, it would have been over with because he would have fed into everything I was
I
saying.
tried to get him
last
to
night.
come on, but he didn't.
Well, he was
Yeah,
with
we
Little
were
Man,
watching the
so.
movie.
But had he have been on with me,
He needs to go
y'all
watch
would
the
have been
replay.
screwed.
I will.
Yes,
I will
yes,
get
you
to
do.
it.
I was whispering into the mic. I was talking
Every time I
dirty.
said something, she was trying to turn it into something dirty.
That's what she does. You can't take
Listen,
this all anywhere.
you do it
I
too.
can't say I don't.
You're worse than I am.
Who, me?
No, Mike. Dennis said I was a whole nother. You were off the chain. Yes, I was.
So everyone go to Uncle Frank's LLC and watch the replay. I will be watching it today.
Yeah.
Even though we had the storm
y'all
came
will
through and knocked my
see.
internet off twice, but we made it work.
Yeah. Coop and I took over the stream a couple times. They have received the sleep deprived Georgie because I've been up till after 2 a.m. my time watching the storms roll in, and we've either been on the Discord server on call with me being silly, or last night we were in Yoda's stream.
Stolen Valor just made another post for the anonymous clowns. He admitted this morning he posts anonymously. You're talking about yourself, dude. It's all prediction.
Not only this morning did he admit to it, but he's admitted to it in multiple streams that he posts anonymous and has pushed for everybody to post anonymous. So when people post anonymous, like he has encouraged them to do, now they're pieces of shit. You see the hypocrisy there? Or how about how he questions other veterans and their time in service and how they got to where they were in service, but the moment you question his service,
Here's the thing:
you
when
don't have
people
to
have questioned my
you know,
service,
Magic Angel, we know you are.
when people have questioned my
Get right
service,
in the
I've said,
little group.
"Yes, I served. Here's proof of it." Beyond that, I'm not giving you any more. He hasn't done that. He has not shown anything. You're not seeing him in his uniform with his rank showing. Like, and here's the thing: no one knows what he looks like, so because he doesn't post his picture.
no one even knows if Scott
He
Taylor's
could be
his real
grabbing
name either.
anyone's pictures and posting them. Like,
That part.
and there are things that he could post that would prove his service, but. So yeah, the more and more this goes, the more convinced I am that he's stolen valor.
Serene Owl, that is very sweet of you to come in here and shout Max out. Thank you.
Yeah, Max is a good dude. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you for joining me.
All right.
Everyone, go watch Yoda's live stream from last night. Sounds like it was very entertaining.
It was anything goes last night.
Oh boy, was it.
Demonetized now. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Go to veterannationfoundation.com. If you join and become a member of the channel, you can find out who Susan Cartwright is. I've already posted it, but we're still we're still going down with that mystery. You can,
If you know, you
yep,
know, no.
yep, and it makes people look bad.
I have not watched it yet.
You also get 15% off of the Veteran Nation Foundation merchandise as well. So there's monetary benefits if you're looking to buy any of our merch. Go to the Uncle Frank fundraiser. We're at $1,000, so we're getting closer and closer to that goal. And we're going to help Yoda and Miss Yoda buy a trailer so that they can keep taking the kids fishing in Uncle Frank's memory. Uncle Frank and Aunt Elizabeth's memory.
And I have a GoPro should be here tomorrow or the next day for our event, so I can record.
Look at that! I don't even have a GoPro
Yay!
yet. Look at you.
That was
Paul,
Tim, Mr. Coop gave the idea to me and my wife, so the wife took the lead of that. So,
what'd you have, Georgie?
I was gonna let our mods know to post links for Yoda's channel and for my channel and Mr. Coop.
All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the questions, comments. Thank you for the super chats and everything. Especially thank you to Suzanne. Yeah, we're gonna hang out hopefully and do a pub crawl or something in the future here. Which I think I'm gonna probably for my birthday weekend go to Catalina Island, and I'll bring you all along with that. But
we may even make a purchase on your birthday weekend.
Catalina fucking wine mixer is what it's going to be.
I love Step Brothers. That's one of my favorite movies.
And what's funny is the Catalina wine mixer scene that actually was on land, and you can see Catalina in the background. That's what's so funny about it. But I'll be going to the real Catalina is what the plan is for my birthday right now. But it's a couple months away. But yeah, thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for all your questions, comments, and as always, thank you for being worth serving.
Bye, guys.
Coffee brewing as the sun peeks through the haze. Birds are chirping, serenading morning's praise. Front porch creaks as dreams fade away. America's awakened to a brand new day. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Loose print smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore, morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore, morning in America, wanting just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Tractors rumble, fields coming alive. Big wheels turning where hopes and dreams strive. Laughter echoes down the old dirt road. America's awakened to lighten her load. Ooh. America's awakening, the light in her low.